Hey, good night, good evening, good morning, whenever you hear this. This is Dawn Shireen. Welcome to my podcast, Dancing with Bipolar Redu. It's like 12:03 at night, so it's actually Sunday now. Don't know what day. Um, so I just wanted to give you some thoughts on how my appointments with Brightside have gone. And I know I'm in a hotel and I can talk louder than this, but I still feel weird doing my show in a hotel for some reason, even though nobody else seems to care too much about making noise and all, and I could have the TV on twice as loud as I'm talking, but it just still seems weird. So, I like Brightside. The psychiatrist was good. I got my meds pretty quickly from Walgreens. Didn't go through all the exact hassle I figured with the dueling addresses and all that, and still having not moved to my permanent place yet and having an actual address that I can use in Rapid City. It's kind of weighing on me, but I should just leave it alone and let it go. I spoke with my therapist today, and I like her. I like her. She actually validated the stalking and said all the things that I needed people to say to me when I was still in Flagstaff about how messed up it was and how dangerous it was and how my life was literally in jeopardy the whole time, that nobody ever validated for me while I was there. So better late than never, right? I don't know, she actually made me feel like I did the right thing by moving and that it wasn't just a manic response for no reason. And she agreed with me that the way that this bitch treated me when I got to Horse Shit Resort was absolutely abandonment, and that I probably could try for some kind of criminal action against somebody with a mental illness, seeing that she knew I had bipolar and she knew that from the get-go. I disclosed that. I told her I was on disability, so, but I'm not into being litigious, because then that just means I have to keep dealing with these people longer and longer. Also said I could sue everybody in Flagstaff, Catholic Charities, my old landlord, the police, everybody. But again, why do I want to do that and just keep reliving this over and over again in a court system? Have to go back to a fucking flag, and it's just not worth it. It's not worth it for me to do that. No amount of money is gonna make what they did to me not be done, right? So no amount of, it doesn't make any sense to me why I would want to do that. I'm not in need for money, and like the minute you start chasing money and doing stuff like that, that's when stuff just gets more complicated, and I don't need anything more complicated than it is already. And I wouldn't even be pursuing the therapy if I wasn't having like these night terrors and this sleeping issues and this insane anxiety. But apparently it really affected me more than I ever wanted to realize. And like now that I'm not quite in such survival mode and not quite so hyper vigilant to save my own life, it's plaguing me. So seeking help is the only thing that I really know to do that can hopefully lessen it. I'm not sure that this trauma is ever going to go away. I'm not 20 anymore, and it's not like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it's new trauma, right? So, I mean, of course, it's going to be fresh in my brain, and hopefully it will go away. Hopefully things will start to get better soon. Not that things are bad, because they're not, but I can settle. Because this feeling of being unsettled right now, of just knowing I have to move again, and knowing I have to pack again, and knowing that one more time I have to just do this, it's really starting to kook me out. So I hope, like, by Wednesday it would be nice, I'd be in this new place. It just seems kind of weird. Like, the longer I've been here, now I'm on the north side of Rapid City. Like, somebody, like, robbed a train engineer, and now there's been a couple murders, and there's just some, you know, and I mean, it's not unlike Flag, right, where I was walking by criminals all the time and in danger every time I walked through 66, but, I don't know. I mean, I don't know anybody here, so it's kind of better and worse, right? I mean, I didn't know a whole lot of the criminals in Flagstaff, but I was known enough for people to know to not bother me because I was good people, right? I don't know if people can read me like that here and just be like, oh, just fucking leave her alone. She's not hurting anybody. I don't ignore the homeless people. If they talk to me on the street, I will take the time to stop and talk to them. So it's not like they can have a grudge against me and just want to take me out because I'm being a bitch or anything like that, But I don't know. It's just getting weird. Like every day now, I look at the news and it's like, oh, what happened on the north side of Rapid today? Like, and I don't usually look at things like that, but I guess from what, if people tell you something and then you see the evidence, there has to be some truth to it. And, I see the evidence. I mean, today I was walking just to try to get my kook out, and there was somebody down the end of La Crosse that looked very psychotic, and I discovered a whole new way to walk downtown, because I wasn't going to walk by this psychotic lady who, I don't know what she was doing, and I didn't need to find out what she was doing because, those are the chances that you take that you don't come back from, right? And I have too much going right now that I can't afford to die right now, like I couldn't really afford to die in Flagstaff, but I wasn't doing anything. Here, I've got stuff going, and it's not the right time to die. I just bought season tickets. I can't die, right? So but yeah, so the therapy is I mean, I'm not scared of therapy, but this time I'm a little wary because I don't know what this stalking did to my brain, like for real. It's been so masked, and I haven't been able to like really like delve into it and delve into what it did to me, and it didn't do anything good, I mean, my therapist agrees with me that trusting people right off the bat is not really a smart idea, and I will never do that again. Even with like my caseworker and stuff, there's still this underlying fear that she's gonna like forget me. She's gonna forget to tell me something, that I'm gonna be here forever in this hotel, which I'm sadly not getting used to, which is something I'm also very aware of, that I'm getting used to being in a hotel. And this is not a normal way to live. So, well, for some people it is, but for me, this is not a normal way to live. Even though I'm moving into something which is just a little bit better than glorified hotel, but it's not, right? And it's in a better section of town, kind of, right? I guess there's like good and bad everywhere. I just have to feel it out. But so yeah, the Brightside app, I'm not saying it's for everybody, but like if you literally can't get into a behavioral health around where you are for whatever reasons, if you don't have an address, or if you're homeless. My therapist said that she actually has quite a few homeless clients, which it's easy to do stuff online. Everybody has a phone. Not everybody has an address for insurance purposes, right? So it gets weird. Like, I have an address, but I don't even want to talk about that right now because I feel like what I'm doing is so illegal, still using the Flagstaff address when I'm not in Flag, but I don't legitimately have an address here yet either. And it just seems like going and buying a mailbox when eventually soon I'll actually have a real mailing address. It's driving me a little cuckoo. Other than that, like I just dropped. I got the season tickets, so I will have something to do all winter, so I won't be, sad. We get the winter blues and have nothing to do. I'll be going to hockey games, which is great for me. Get back in the fold of the hockey crowd and the camaraderie of, having a team and something similar in common with other people is going to be really good for me because I haven't had that in forever, other than like church stuff, which, still kind of, I didn't really fit with the church crowd so much either, like in Flag, because I wasn't married, and, just the whole Hope Cottage cult thing and all that, like, this is just weird. This is like just me being able to be me without the attachment of the cult or of a stalker or of a past deceased fiance or any of that stuff. Like, people only know what I tell them here. And I don't hide shit. If people ask me about my past, of course I'm going to tell them the truth, but it's not like I've come with it, like, right in the forefront of who I am. Like, nobody needs to know about Christopher until I tell them. They'll see the tattoo, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they have to know about Chris, right? So, it's just different. I mean, I'm not, like, formulating a new personality. I'm not, like, faking who I am. I'm always going to be Dawn Shireen, but it comes with less baggage, I guess, is kind of a good way to put it. And maybe that's what the whole thing with therapy is going to help me do, is to drop, like, the hatred towards all the people who didn't help me. We started talking about Southwest Behavioral today and about that fucking shit-ass doctor there who wanted to put me on Latuda. I didn't realize quite how angry I was about the fact that she wanted to medicate me to a point of death, that she didn't listen to me, that she didn't validate at all that I was being stalked to such a point that I was fearful of dying on a daily basis. And I don't even think I actually really realized that was one of the main underlying fears, was that I was going to die. Like, every day it was like, is this the day that they're going to burn the trailer down? Is this the day that they're going to they did cut the power a couple times, playing that game to get me outside. Was that the day that they were going to set the fireworks underneath the fucking trailer? Was that the day that they were going to do the pipe bombs? Was that the day that they were going to do whatever the fuck it is that they were going to do? Because I still don't know what the end game was on that, and I never actually will. Renting an illegal trailer, I don't know how they didn't eventually figure they were going to get caught, because they thought they were going to kill me before I could speak up about it and bring attention to anybody about what was actually going on, right? And was Henry going to rape me? I mean, was this part of his deal? And then his wife got sick and things got really fucked up for him, so he wasn't Mr. Power Hungry Man anymore. And then, because I'm pretty sure he had Alzheimer's, or there's something going on with his brain that wasn't good. I mean, it all played in my favor, right? I got out, and I'm alive to talk about it, and I'm alive to still want to help other people with it, but I don't know about Flagstaff, It's like, it's its own pit of hell, and now that I'm not there anymore, the desire to help other people that are there is really lessened. Like, I kind of knew it would, but the fact of helping anybody in Flagstaff do anything, because even the authority figures don't want to help anybody do anything. Who the fuck am I? I'm nobody to those people. I was nobody, and why would I want to go back and cause trouble now that I'm out of trouble from being in there, right? That makes sense. Anyway, so I want to make a name for myself in Rapid City, in a good way. Not by being, somebody who lived through a stalking. So, I got my season tickets, and, that's good. But then I offered my services to the Rapid City Post, which is like a paper, but it's not like a paper, because there's no such thing as a paper anymore, right? Nobody prints papers anymore. Very few people print papers anymore, but it's like an e-paper. Because they don't have a dedicated Rush reporter. And so I told the dude I want to write for him, and he's like, okay. So, okay, because I'm going to be the dedicated Rush reporter for the Rapid City Post, which is like, hey, I got to get something to him tomorrow. I don't know what to write about, because, like, the season isn't even started yet, and I've been thinking about it. I wanted to write it today, but I was just not good today, My lady did pay for the room, but apparently it got messed up with housekeeping. So right before I had my therapy, there was a knock at the door, and it was housekeeping, which sent me into an utter panic attack. Even though everything was fine, and I knew it would be fine. Like, in the back of my head, I knew she wasn't going to forget to pay for the room and leave me homeless. But it just exacerbated the panic I'm already feeling and the anxiety I'm already feeling. So it was just kind of like, fuck. I mean, everything was good, but the fact that I laid awake last night for hours and hours and hours, like, worrying about that, and not, like, just waking up this morning and going to the desk and being like, is this taken care of or what? And then a knock at 11:27 and my therapy's at 11:30 was like, oh my God. Everything was fine. I mean, it all worked out like it always does. But, I mean, in a way, maybe I kind of created that situation by not taking it by the balls and going up to the desk at like 9 o'clock and being like, do I have to sign paperwork? Is there shit going on? What's happening? But then again, I felt like if I bring it to the desk, then I could create a bigger problem, because it's not even my credit card. It's not my money. It's just, this whole thing is like, is so in control for other people. Like, I don't know anything about when I'm moving. I don't know when the furniture's coming. There's just shit I don't know, right? And like, do I need to know it at this point? Probably not right now. I can't coordinate my own move into this place, right? I need help. I should let people do their jobs. It's what they get paid for, right? But it still leaves me like vulnerable and just, oh my God, and having to trust people, which is a test. It's a test. I knew the lady would pay the rent for the next 7 days, even though hopefully I'll be out of here by Wednesday. It'd be like lovely. Anytime before next Saturday will be lovely to not be in a hotel anymore. But am I ungrateful for the hotel? No, of course not. I'm very grateful for the hotel. I'm grateful for all of it. I just would like to know I can settle down someplace and just be like, finally, I can breathe again. This is my place. This is my spot. I can leave a mess for a day and not have to worry that they're going to come in and inspect just because they can. It's their property. They can come in and out here as much as they want to. It's like, and, it is what it is, right? And I should be grateful. And I am grateful. I just say now I'm sounding ungrateful. I'm grateful. Fuck. Anyway, and then there's something else that's been really playing in my head, and I just kind of have to get it out. So, like a couple shows back, I was talking about before everything happened, and I called 988 and got shit figured out that I was going to go back east, back to Connecticut, and kind of just maybe basically fuck my life up in a hard way. And I was gonna, so my theory was I was gonna go back and like hook up with an old friend, more than an old friend, but a friend, and and like, I don't know what I was thinking was gonna happen. Well, as it turned out, when I left Connecticut, I was fucked up. Like, I wasn't fucked up. I was with a fucked up person. I was sober and I was somewhat clean. I wasn't doing crack or shit anymore, but I left and I came to Arizona, and like basically all I've done since I've been here, well, no, that's a lie. I mean, I got fucked up on meth at one point here in Arizona, but I wasn't like, I wasn't as fucked up as no, that's a lie too. I was fucked up in a different way, but he judged me harshly because of who I was hanging around with and, my past, which I guess is fair, right? You can do that. A little did I know that when I came to Arizona, he like got screwed up into opiates, which is something I've never done. So, I mean, I can't judge. A drug is a drug is a drug, right? Addiction is addiction, but he got fucked up on opiates and still is, which was shocking to me because he was so against that. It was like we flipped, right? Like, I got clean and he got fucked up, and he's still fucked up. So I didn't know that. So when he told me that, and like, it kind of like broke this whole dream of like, because I had no reality basis, right, to go on. I thought it was going to be the same. Like, he was still just smoking weed and drinking too much beer, but no, it turns out now, like, it's not what's going on. Now he's on blues and shit is just not good, and going back to Connecticut would be the fucking stupidest thing I could ever do, seeing now that I'm absolutely, completely clean. And it just kind of really broke my heart, right? And it was like, well, fuck, he sold his house, he's living someplace else, he doesn't have his own control of his own life anymore, like, in a really weird way. Not like when he had the house, right? So, I just want to mention that because, like, I was all hot and heavy on going back to Connecticut, and I didn't think things were going to work out here. Like, I didn't know what was going to happen, but I didn't know I was going to get housing so quick, even though I'm still not there yet, but I have housing. And I don't know where I'm trying to go with that, but it's like, I guess basically before you start to make plans, you should see if your plans are based in any form of reality whatsoever, because what I thought was going to happen was a pipe dream. It wasn't even anywhere near reality. I knew he had sold the house, but I thought he had bought a condo and all this stuff, and in reality, that's not what's going on at all. Weekends doing blues, working a job he hates, miserable, hates his life, fucking hates himself, obviously. He's addicted to opiates, even though he says he's not addicted to opiates, it's just a weekend thing, but I know that's not true, because I was an addict. I know that's not true. So yeah, so my pipe dream of going back east is gone. I probably won't even go back for Christmas now that I have the season tickets, because why would I miss games? Like, that's stupid. And why would I miss games that I'm going to be reporting on? Well, not really, kind of reporting, but more like my view from the stand type thing. But I'm still reporting on the games, but I'll be doing a better job than the other paper out here, which people seem to really hate a lot and call it very liberal. So I have a real chance to make an impact out here with my writing, and an impact for the Rush in a good way, where people will actually maybe read the articles about the Rush because it's not coming from a liberal paper, and maybe people will come to maybe that pipe dream will actually happen, that I can have a home team again that I can be proud of, that I can become like a weird part of, but not like on the ice, even though that'd be fucking fucked up, right? Season ticket holders get to skate with the team. That'd be cool. I don't know. I don't know if I can still skate. That could be bad. Season ticket holders go to the hospital with the team. Like, I don't know. But anyway. But yeah. Like, it's just kind of weird how this whole thing has evolved, and, and, I'm not sad about it. I mean, I'm not sad about being in South Dakota at all. It's not a thing to be sad about. I'm sad that the whole Connecticut thing is horrible idea for him. A horrible idea all around. And if my brother Ryan hadn't said something about it being what did he call it? A no-start state. You think about that for a minute, and it's like, damn, my life didn't start again until I got to Arizona, and it wasn't. Oh, I mean, I got my copy right there. I did shit in Arizona that was good too, and it was a learning curve there. Now I'm in a place where I've learned. I'm straight up sober. I have a chance to make an impact here on a lot of things. Not just with the hockey, but the mental health angle of it, and I can make an impact here. That's good. And I plan to do so. I don't know how it's all going to work out. I mean, maybe once hockey's over, I can do a mental health column. I don't know. There's opportunity here that I didn't have in Flagstaff at all, because I came to Flagstaff in such a messed up way after Christopher's suicide that I just wasn't really good, And the podcast was great because people love grief, and they love to listen to people grieve, but I don't know if that was really healthy either. So, Anyway, I just kind of had to get that shit off my chest. I know it's kind of a ramble, but I feel like it was important to get this out there. There's like super bright lights coming through the window in the back again, so I don't know if like the police are patrolling this whole end of town again because people are dying and whatever, but I'm safe. It's actually made me tired. Maybe I can sleep tonight, and like the Garmin is telling me that I'm actually having stress spikes while I'm dreaming, because I'm actually like tracking it and looking at how the graphs are like overlapping each other. So like while I'm in REM sleep, I'm actually stress spiking in my sleep, which means I'm having night terrors, which is just great. But at least I'm aware of it, right? So maybe we can do something to fix that too. But I don't know. Hopefully the meds will start kicking soon, and I won't feel like I have a tilt-a-whirl in my head, and I can just like slow down a little bit and just chill, like, and just stop worrying so damn much about stuff I can't control, right? Anyway, joys of bipolar, huh? Anyway, that's where I'm at right now, and don't feel alone if you're suffering with anything, because we all have something that plagues us, and my way of getting through it is to tell you all about it. So, welcome to my trauma bond party. Thanks. I'm kind of joking, but I'm actually not really joking. It's kind of true, but I just don't want you all to feel like you're alone. We all got shit, and just how we handle it, which is just shows how our character is. So, anyway, this is Dawn Shireen. Thanks for listening to my podcast, Dancing with Bipolar Redu, and hey, let's all stay alive, okay? Later.